lifelong best friends. Take turns picking topics, then they see where it ends. So wild, it's weird, and sometimes specific. Whatever it is, you know it will be terrific. It's Hyperfixation Time.
Hey everyone, welcome to Hyperfixation Time. I'm Erin.
And I'm Danny.
And we've been best friends since the second day of kindergarten. And this is the podcast where we drag each other and you down the rabbit holes we can't stop thinking about. Each week, one of us surprises the other with a random topic. It could be anything. And together we dive into the weird, the wild, and the wonderfully random. From interesting animals to macabre mysteries, I'm using our old one, to just curious human behavior. Nothing is off limits. And one of us is learning right along with you. So let's catch up and we will jump into this week's hyperfixation, which is Danny's topic this week. All right. So Danny, do you have a hyperfixation of the week?
Mine is going to be just the spring. I don't know. So it's been really nice weather. Also, stormy and windy and all that. But like everything is green and it makes me feel so happy. And basically today, my son and I got a bunch of flowers from the greenhouse and we potted them. So that was fun. And now I'm just like happy when I look outside and there's so much color and it's just happy. And I just love going to the greenhouse in general. Like,
which one did you go to?
K&A greenhouse. I don't know. It's just like such a happy space. It's just filled with color and flowers and it smells good. And I love it. So there's that. And then with the spring means that I'm also a lot busier with photo shoots. So I'm just like editing. But I'm outside a lot. Yeah.
I love it. With your flowers and stuff, did you end up getting any? I know last year you guys like grew tomatoes, right?
Yeah.
Did you get any for this year?
No, I decided not to do that this year. So yeah, I used that pot to just get more flowers.
Love it.
So it's just like a little cute haven outside,
It's like you're taking off the seasonal depression coat.
Yes.
With all the green and the and the life and the renewal. I love it.
Yes.
Nice.
How about you?
My hyperfixation of the week. So I have been very deep into house stuff because of everything. So I'm not going to say that. So I asked one of my sisters, because that's really my hyperfixation right now. So I asked one of my sisters, what is their hyperfixation of the week?
I love it.
And if I can share it. Okay, so my youngest sister told me, and I'm going to read this based on the text she had sent, I've been thinking about horses this week.
Okay, cool.
She says, I just want to understand how to handle them without getting a life-altering spinal cord injury. I respect them immensely, and I know they can sense fear, and I am fear personified. So I'm glad my horse thoughts could be of service. My other fixations have been water, sleeping, and chocolate or brownies.
Okay. I think it's funny that it's just like a thought she's been having.
Yeah.
Like not even like, oh, I've been horseback riding or
No.
like, I don't know.
I've just been thinking a lot about horses.
That's fair.
So, and the other thing I want to say about this, my youngest sister, is that this weekend she is graduating and becoming, so she'll be a nurse practitioner like my sister Katie, who had been on the podcast before. And I'm just so proud of her. It's about her and what the work that she put in. She defended her thesis and everything the other week and did a great job. And so she's graduating this year.
Thesis. Well, congratulations to her.
Congratulations to my youngest sister. Very proud of her while being pregnant too. That last
oh my gosh,
that last semester of in like thesis stuff and what I don't know if it's called thesis. I can't remember, but it's something like that basically.
Dissertation,
maybe. Yeah.
My little sister. I remember when she couldn't read.
Look how far she's come.
I know. That's crazy.
So anyway, thank you for her horse thoughts for the hyperfixation, and also again just the excited to see where things take her. So
well, for our main topic today, I did not give you a clue because I had no idea what I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say it has to do with travel.
So that's so vague.
I know,
like,
it
so
really is. So sorry.
Proud.
Proud.
Broad.
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 Yeah. So I don't even know. I don't know how I can really give you a clue for this. So I'm just gonna get into it if that's
Okay.
cool with you.
Yeah, I guess I'll just never guess one. It's fine. No, it's
It's
okay.
like,
It's okay.
yeah, I don't know how to give a clue for it. Okay.
No, it's okay.
Anyways, today we're going to be talking about roadside attractions, specifically 3 very unique ones in the US. You looked
Oh,
so confused when I said roadside attractions. So, does that not sound like a familiar term to you, or like what's conjuring
it
up in your brain?
it does. I feel like what's conjuring up in my brain is probably not correct. So correct me if I'm wrong, but is
Mhm.
it like something that is just sort of specific or unique to a certain spot just off the road, obviously, but not very like advertised or like world known or anything like
Mm.
that? Is it kind of like that? But I don't know like what examples they would be.
Sure. I'd say it's like accurate except for where you said like it's not well known. Like
Oh,
they
okay.
can be really well known.
Okay.
Typically defined as like a stop along the way and not your final destination.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like what you're saying where it's kind of just like off the road, off the highway. That's the
While you're
idea.
on like a common
Yeah.
path or like some like typical
Mhm.
route, let's stop
Yeah,
here
let's
or
make a pit
something.
stop here. Let's yeah, that's the idea.
Thank you for explaining.
Got it. So, just quickly, like more explanation of roadside attractions in general. They really like originated when long distance road travel became more practical. I also just want to put it out there that this is very like US based, this
Okay.
topic. They do exist other places as well, but
Yeah.
the US, like we're known for driving everywhere, right?
Yes.
And so it's very steeped in American culture, I would
Okay.
say.
Does Route 66 have something to do with this?
Totally.
I'm thinking of like the movie Cars where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, no one comes and visits us anymore. You know,
Yes.
like that kind of thing, I guess.
Yes, exactly. That's actually a big part of it is Route 66. They became like really popular when the highway system was developed. And so many of them popped up between like the 1940s and 60s. A lot of times they are considered like a novelty architecture.
Mhm.
And so think everyday objects, but enormous. Okay.
Like the big yarn ball or something.
Yes, that's a great example. Other examples include a 20-foot hammer in Haines, Alaska, a giant rocking chair in Casey, Illinois, a 68-foot tall baseball bat in Louisville, Kentucky, just to name a few.
Okay, if you had to make one for Madison, if you had to make like a, what would it be?
Literally the first thing that popped in my head was like a giant cheese.
Yeah, that's fair.
But that's a
So,
good question.
in DeForest, which is just north of Madison, there's what's known as the most Insta-worthy exit in Wisconsin or something.
Mhm.
And it's literally just like a cow with sunglasses on, I think. Have you
Yes.
seen that?
Yes, that comes up on the lists when you
Oh,
look up
okay.
roadside attractions. So it's a wonderful example.
Oh,
Super random.
yeah, super random.
And a lot of times they will claim something, like you said, the most Instagrammable spot. A lot of times it'll be like the largest blank in the world,
Yeah.
whether or not that's true.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do any of these have a relation to the Guinness Book of World Records? Because I feel like that was such a big thing, like
Yeah.
in the early 2000s, and it's like, oh, the biggest rocking chair. Did they do that and then become like go in the Book of Guinness World Records for the biggest?
I would say it's very likely that a lot of
Probably.
these are in the Guinness Book of World Records, but I don't have any like information to share with you on
Okay,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's just where my brain went of like,
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
remember those books of just
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
gosh,
They were super
longest
fun.
nails and anyway, okay, keep going.
Yeah. If you could think of any roadside attractions that kind of fit what I've been describing so far from our hometown or like the surrounding area, specifically when I said largest blank in the world.
I know, I was trying to think of largest something. No, what?
The largest flagpole
Oh,
is
yeah,
in
Acuity.
is in Sheboygan at Acuity. It's 140 feet tall and 100 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
That's definitely like a great example of a roadside attraction, and I just thought I would bring it up since that's where we grew up.
I forgot about that.
So besides things just like this, a lot of times roadside attractions can be really weird, unusual, unique, and And sometimes they are more than just a pit stop, like a place that you could explore for a few hours, I would say. And so that is the type of category that I want to talk about today. I'm going to
Okay.
talk about 3 of them, and
Okay.
I have been to all 3. So
Okay.
it's just like places that I like that I've been to.
Yeah. All right. Perfect.
Okay. So the first one is the City Museum in St. Louis, Missouri. Have you heard of this place?
Nope.
Okay. So it's different than like the other ones that I'm going to talk about today because it's actually downtown, like in St. Louis.
Okay.
But it is still considered a roadside attraction. And when I went there in 2015 with my sister. It was a roadside attraction for us because we were going to New Orleans and St. Louis was just on the way. So I was like, all right, well, let's just make a stop here. This place looks interesting.
Yeah.
And it ended up being our favorite part of the trip.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Better than New Orleans, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm excited
so
to hear.
It's basically this just really crazy place. It's a labyrinthine funhouse of caves, cubby holes, repurposed industrial materials, and slides. One of the slides actually plummets down 10 stories of the building.
Whoa. Holy
Mhm.
crap. Why
And
take the elevator when you can take the slide?
I guess you got to get up somehow.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
you climb through all the tunnels to get up. Yeah, and we spent hours there. The staff there, they wear buttons that say no maps.
No maps. Oh.
Yeah, so like explore at your own risk essentially. Like if you get lost, that's
We're
just
not
part
going
of
to
the
help
fun.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was super fun to go. When I went, I was 21, my sister was 31. And we had a great time. Adults have a great time there besides just kids. Like I think a lot of people think of it as like a kids place,
Oh, sure.
like a children's museum, but
Yeah.
anyone can have fun there. I would say like I would feel nervous to bring my kid there a little bit.
Especially no maps. Like
Yeah,
they
like
just
he
get
could get
lost
lost
something.
or
You guys
injured.
could get lost. Yeah.
But I think I do want to bring him there eventually.
Yeah.
It just kind of felt like everywhere you looked, there was a new area to explore. You're like spelunking through caves and you can climb high above the ground through wire tunnels. And that would actually be kind of scary because you're like
Yeah.
stories above the ground and you're
Whoa.
just like going down industrial slides. I wanted to share some like pictures with you. This is going to get meta for a second.
Whoa.
Can you see? the
Yes, I
picture?
can see.
Okay. So here I am spelunking through this. You can just get an idea of like, what you're working with here. Sorry, this is a podcast. I was going to put a disclaimer right at the beginning of the episode that if there ever was an episode that you watch on YouTube, this is going to be it because I do want to share a few pictures, but I'm going to kind of talk through them as well.
Okay, perfect.
So anyways, here's me just crawling through the tunnels. Here's another example. You can kind of see the outside, like people climbing up these crazy tunnels. And there's like, I mean, look at how much space there is above the
Oh.
ground,
Yeah. Don't go there if
Um,
you have a fear of heights, that's for sure.
I do fear, because my fear of heights has increased quite a bit over the
Since
last
then,
few years.
or okay.
Yeah, since
Yeah.
then. So I fear that I would be very fearful.
Yeah, I fear
Here's
that I
another
have your fear.
example.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so this is kind of just the outside. There's my sister going down the slide. There's
Oh
like one
God.
of examples of the slides.
This like reminds me of a not watered water park. Like the slides and like going, you know what I mean? Like at
Sure.
like Noah's Ark when like you have to like shoot up and around and whatever. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh.
Here is my sister climbing up one of these, like it's like a spiral type
Looks
tunnel.
like a
And so this is kind of
slinky.
how a lot of, yeah, slinky,
Mhm.
how a lot of them are with the like wires. And then I think this next picture is an example of what my legs looked like after this
Oh
day.
God, I believe. Oh my God.
They
Yep.
were covered in bruises
Yeah.
and then looked
Yeah.
like that for the rest of our trip. So
I was gonna ask if you had to sign like some sort of waiver, I'm sure.
I
To be
don't
like,
remember. I
no, like,
probably.
I
And then
mean,
here's a little video.
oh, oh my God, I don't know if I could do that. Oh, I feel like it's gonna get worse somehow.
So, anyways, that was just a
Oh,
video
okay.
of my sister like going through a crawl space where
Oh,
she literally had to lay down, to go
yeah.
through it.
I'm glad
So,
she could at least see, like outside of.
whoa, how do I
Whoa.
stop this?
There you go.
There we go. Okay. So yeah, wear knee pads. That was the lesson I wanted to share if you go.
Yeah.
I do genuinely think it would be difficult for anybody like taller or bigger than like either of us to go through a lot of those places.
Yeah.
So I'm just also putting that out there. But
Mhm.
there's inside and outside areas, and there's even a 4-story Ferris wheel on the roof.
Whoa.
And then quick history of like how this came to be is that it started with Bob Cassilly. He began building it in 1996 with his wife, Gail Cassilly. They are acclaimed and trained sculptors. They did this inside an abandoned International Shoe Company warehouse and basically used a collection of repurposed industrial materials. It officially opened to the public in 1997, and Bob is quoted as saying, "If it's not a little scary, it's not fun."
I feel like a year is not enough time to like make sure the safety of all of this with
That's fair. I
Did you ever feel like unsafe, I guess?
I mean, everything felt really sturdy. It felt scary in some
Yeah.
spots for sure, but I guess I had trust in the system.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it felt like a
And you
very
were 21,
official
so.
place. I was also 21, yeah. But what I was going to say is like it's definitely like a growing project, right? So when it opened, I don't think it was anything like it is today.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, they added on and everything and
Yeah. Okay, so Bob passed away in 2011, and this is kind of just like, I don't know. This is one of those facts that I feel like I'm gonna like smile about, but I shouldn't. He passed away creating his follow-up Cement Land because his bulldozer rolled over him. Rolled over on him. That's insane. Like I don't want to smile and laugh, but it just feels like a movie ending to somebody's life or something. I am sorry that happened, but yeah.
He went out doing something he loved?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Good silver lining there. Today, creative director Rick Irwin leads artists and certified playground engineers. So there you go. They do have certified playground engineers. I am
Thank God.
assuming for the safety aspect.
Okay, good.
So yeah, that was City Museum. And then let's get on to number 2 on our list.
All right.
So, and you'll kind of see a common theme amongst these 3 places.
Yeah.
Okay. So the second one is Bishop Castle in Rye, Colorado. I would be really surprised if you've ever heard of this. So this is a castle that was built with over 50,000 tons of rock, concrete, lumber, and steel. It's free to the public, so if you're in the area, you can stop on by, no problem.
What's like close, like what city is close to Rye? Like is it outside Denver?
Basically, the reason why I stopped there was in 2019, Dwight and I went to the Great Sand Dunes National Park.
Oh, okay.
And we lived in Denver. And so this was on our way back.
I see.
And so again, it was something like I looked up, what could we do on our way back home?
And how far?
It was like a 4-hour drive. Or
Oh,
something.
okay. 4-hour drive. Okay. That's
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Yeah. To the
To get
dunes?
to the dunes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So it was like on the way home for there.
Okay. Got it.
It's an open construction site with a lot of signs warning of the dangers and basically visitor responsibility. So where City Museum, it's possible they had a sign a waiver. Like I think you might be right about that.
Yeah.
This place, none of that.
It's at your own risk.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. It's private property, so it's just at your own risk. And I would say it's definitely like you can feel the danger more than City Museum.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And how old were you when you 2019?
2019,
you said, so.
yeah. 26? Is that accurate? It was actually my 26th birthday.
Oh, okay. There you
I
go.
don't think about that. Okay, so it's like this fantastical castle. It's 16 stories, or the tallest tower goes up 16 stories high.
Wow.
It feels even higher because it's kind of like on the mountains, essentially. So you can see beautiful mountain views from up there. There's a Viking-style dragon made of cut-apart stainless steel on the roof. And then I was going to talk about my visit with Dwight there. Like I said, this one was actually really scary because you basically can climb to the top of the turrets, and there's like open air stone and metal steps to the top of these. And so you can like see down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it also felt very like, it's just like open on the sides as well.
Like you could just like tip over.
If you tripped, it would not be a good time.
Oh, that's scary. Okay.
Yes, it was really scary. And I'm surprised I was able to make it up
Yeah.
to the top. I will never take my kid there.
Yeah.
I don't need that kind of anxiety on me, but it was definitely worth a visit. Yeah. What's up?
Have you been to Ireland? Yeah.
I have. Yeah.
Did you do the Cliffs of Moher when you were there?
No.
Oh, okay.
That looks really cool though.
It's very cool, but when you say you could just like trip, that's what that felt like. And one of my sisters tripped and my dad just was like at her side the rest of the trip because he was gonna fall. And like granted, she did have there would have been a lot to go. But
Sure.
that just reminds me of like that, like if you just one false move and
yes.
You're
and
out.
It's like it's just so scary when you have a kid because
yeah.
The fear is just heightened so much more. It's terrible.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Okay, so I'm going to do a little presentation mode again.
Okay, perfect. Meta.
So imagine I'm on, one turret and I'm looking over at Dwight on this turret. You can kind of see like the mountain views behind you.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a photo of the entire castle.
Wow.
It looks very gothic, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Here's a picture of me with the dragon.
Dragon.
Obviously, yep. Also, fun fact, look at that, I'm wearing an owl shirt.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Did you say who?
Hoo-hoo. No, I didn't, but that's funny.
Okay, sorry.
Here's like another example. So you can kind of see like how creepy some of these stairs are and like the pathways.
And like it's not like fully enclosed around you, right? It looks like a little bit for like some parts are like enclosed, but maybe it's just a bad angle or not.
Well,
not a
and
bad
it's like
angle,
it's not like completely open. You know what I mean? Like there's stuff for you to grab on. I just mean like if you tripped, like there's a possibility of something bad happening there.
Yep. Okay.
Here's an example. So I'm standing like on top of a turret looking up, and this is the tallest you can go is like up these winding staircases.
Yeah.
And that's where like my legs were shaking going up this. Oh, there I am.
Oh my God.
And here's like a view from the top.
It's beautiful though.
Mm-hmm. I think that's it for that one.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would do that one. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, you don't have to like go all the way up the top and stuff,
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm. Feels like when you're there though.
When
at the Gothic Death Castle.
So I do think that the history for this one is a bit interesting. It was built by Jim Bishop. He's an ornamental ironworker. Construction began in 1969, and he was originally doing it with his dad. It started when him and his dad were building a cottage for their family out of rocks, and basically people that would be driving on Highway 165 were like, what is that? Is that a castle? And it kind of gained a bunch of attention, and Jim really, really liked all this attention that it brought. And so he just kind of wanted to continue it.
I'm going to profit off of this. Yeah. Well, no, it's free.
Yeah, it's free. So
never mind.
They do take like donations and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
So his dad dropped out of the project in 1973. And so Jim kind of took on the title of the castle being America's largest one-man project.
Oh.
It's built with rocks from nearby road ditches and creek beds. So he just like went and gathered all the rocks for free.
Sourced. Yeah, locally sourced.
He was proud of this because he felt like it was like managing the land, but the Bureau of Land Management did not think so.
He's like, they're going to be so proud of me.
Yeah.
I'm managing the land. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, so it kind of gave this narrative to Jim that he had to battle authority rules that made no sense. And he's had ongoing feuds with a lot of different government departments in regards to this project. In the early 2000s, basically Jim really, really believes that people should be free to do what they want. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's his land, he can do whatever he wants, that type of idea.
Yeah.
But during the early 2000s, that led to a lot of drug-fueled raves happening at the castle.
He's like, accept that.
Yeah, and I think it said he got arrested a couple times because of it.
Wait, like he threw them or like other people were throwing it?
I'm a little unclear, but I mean, I think like he knew it was happening at the very least,
Okay.
And then one of his friends, I guess, tried to turn the castle into the headquarters for an esoteric religious cult, unsuccessfully. I feel like it makes sense.
That does, yeah.
For that to be the headquarters of. And it is basically an ongoing project. It has mostly halted. Jim retired in 2023 and left it at the it is what it is phase.
Okay.
But his son, Dan Bishop, oversees it now, and especially because Jim did pass away in 2024.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Question, and
Yes.
I don't know if you know, or like if this was part of it, but has anybody actually fallen and died?
Oh, I should Google that really quick.
Yeah, I'm
I
curious.
feel like that would have to shut it down, right?
Well, if it's at your own risk, it's like we can't be held liable, you know?
Yes. Okay. There's been at least one reported death
Oh,
that a young son of the builder was killed. Oh,
of the
so one of his sons died in an accident on the property while the castle was under construction.
maybe falling or maybe not. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
triggering.
okay. It is actually sad. It was a 4-year-old boy named Roy.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. Well, I'll cut this out. I'll cut this out. It's good.
No, it's okay. For any listeners, I have a nephew named Roy, and I have a 5-year-old boy, and it's just it's always sad to hear about things like that. Okay, back to my notes. I never know how to move on
It's okay.
from awkward moments.
Number 3.
Number 3. Okay. So this is what sparked the entire episode today. And it's the one that I think you either have been to or you'll at least know of.
Okay.
And that is the House on the Rock in Spring Green, Wisconsin.
I've never been there.
Okay.
But I want to go
After
so
this-
bad.
Yes, after this,
So bad.
you gotta go because it's amazing. So we went there for Mother's Day, which was
This year?
just a few days ago. Yeah.
Okay.
It was my second time technically being there because I did go there when I was like 9 years old with my parents.
Okay.
And funnily enough, this place in general feels like a fever dream. Like that's a good way to describe it. But in addition, when your only memories of it are from when you're 9, it's just like it feels even more like a dream, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was amazing. So what the House on the Rock is to any listeners, it's a crazy fun house or the strangest indoor sideshow. Basically, is how it's described. The creator, Alex Jordan Jr., kind of says that it started just going and one thing just sort of led to another. And
Cool.
it just kind of became what it is. And when you go through it, it's basically just this labyrinthine tour through different areas. It is very much like one way. So like whereas the others you can kind of just explore how you want. This
Sure.
one has like a dedicated path, which I
Yeah.
think is warranted because otherwise people would genuinely get lost there. I
Yeah.
think.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so when you're there, you have like this one-way path, like I said. The beginning area features a lot of carpeted and low ceilings, which I felt like, I don't know, it just kind of starts you into this like weird journey that is the House on the Rock.
Is it like something just like it starts off maybe kind of normal looking, but like something's off? Or is it, or is it just like
it does
opposite?
seem to get like crazier and
As you
crazier
go.
as you go. And I don't know if it's necessarily intentional or not, but yeah, that is kind of how it is.
Okay.
And one of the first parts that you also go to is the Infinity Room. And
Okay.
basically it's this giant like hallway that actually juts out over over the woods below.
I was
'cause it-
wondering about what on the rock, like
Yeah. And so like this is the part that if you can picture like House on the Rock in your mind, like the exterior, like you're kind of usually picturing this part.
okay.
And it's like this giant hallway that goes 15 stories over the forest floor. And it's basically this hallway it's made to look like it goes forever using like mirror tricks and stuff.
I was going to ask if there were mirrors. That feels like infinity, like our meta, like so many
Yeah.
from the screen
All the
share.
presentation. Yeah, it is kind of like that essentially. And it does not take long to walk down. You
Okay.
get to the like end pretty quickly, but
Yeah.
it's fun. And then besides that, because that one's very much like outside-y, like kind of,
Mhm.
it feels like you're in a greenhouse kind of.
Yeah.
The interior of the House on the Rock is very dark, and it feels like you're just cut off from the outside world when you're in there. You can't really tell if you're like above ground or below ground.
Interesting.
Like when I was in it, I just felt like, man, where the heck are we? How is this still going? How big is this place?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. And it really feels like a fever dream. Like I just cannot describe enough how weird it is. It's basically just these different rooms with a lot of eerie collections and like strange machines.
Is there like a doll room or something?
There is.
I'm
There
sure.
absolutely is.
Okay.
There's actually 2 giant carousels with just dolls on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Ugh.
there's like
Wait, and Leon came with you guys?
yeah, he had a great time.
Okay, good. Good. I was like, as long as
This
he had
one
a good
isn't
time.
scary physically, it's
Yeah.
just scary mentally. Like, where
Okay.
are we right now? And
Yeah.
it's one of those places that is just not going to be for everyone. I
Sure.
just imagine there's some people that walk through this and they're just like, what
Too
am I
weird.
doing?
Yeah,
It's
or
too weird.
something.
But for me, I loved it. You
Yeah.
know, there's like a clown collection as
Ooh.
well. And it
Yeah.
did feel like you're just kind of like walking through a haunted house.
I was gonna say a
without
haunted house.
scare
Yeah.
actors jumping out at you, you know?
Yeah. But it's
I
like
actually
meant to make you feel uncomfortable-ish.
I don't know if it's meant to, but it does.
But it does. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually was saying at a couple different points, I was like, imagine just walking through this by yourself at night. Like, I would be so spooked. I could not handle that.
I want to go so bad now.
Oh, good.
Spring Green.
So, let me see.
Wisconsin, by the way. Did you say? Yeah, I think you said Spring Green, Wisconsin.
Yep. So it's only an hour away from Madison.
Yeah. Okay.
And even the outside of it is like beautiful. Like, there's a lot of trees over there that are just really tall, and it just felt so serene and relaxing. And there's actually a Japanese garden outside as well.
Oh, beautiful.
My personal favorite areas included this one room where you just walk in and there is a 4-story tall whale that's 200 feet long, taking up this entire space. It's crazy. Like, you just look at it and you're like, whoa, you know?
Sure.
Sure. I mean, it's just insane. You don't expect
Yeah.
that to be around the corner.
Well, when you
And-
said like there's just like this huge 4-story tall, like my mind was like open room or a tree or something. It's just, you're just like whale.
Whale. It's also touted for having the largest carousel in history with
Oh.
269 animals and beasts on it. It's described as giving nightmarish and satanic vibes.
Cool.
And so this is another reason why I really like the House on the Rock, or it's just been on my mind as like a place I've wanted to go to again for a while. There is a book called American Gods by Neil Gaiman, who is a very like famous author. And in this book, sorry, Dwight's back there. I didn't even
It's
know
all
that.
good.
Now I'm embarrassed to talk.
I say that to PJ too. Like, go listen. Go away.
Yeah. You can listen later.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, so there's this book called American Gods by Neil Gaiman, who is a very famous author. So in this book, he features the House on the Rock. Like, it's actually a very big part of the book, and just like being in Wisconsin in general, but House
Cool.
on the Rock. And in the book, they describe that people feel pulled to places of power, and this is like silly, but in other countries, those places they tend to build temples on. But here in the US, we build roadside attractions.
Yeah, some weird shit. That's funny.
And so the characters in the story end up touring the House on the Rock. And I want to like read this again because I don't know, it's, fresh in my brain now. So I
Yeah.
think it would just be fun to read again. But they tour and then they stop at the carousel and they actually get on. In reality, you're not allowed to go on the carousel. It's
okay.
actually just for show.
Yeah.
And it continues to just go around and around and around.
Creepy just in its own
Yeah,
right, you know?
True. So they get on, and then like while they're on, they can kind of start to feel the power, and the lights go out, and then the gods appear. Okay.
Ah.
And
the gods
so
are
yeah.
like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, why are we here? Sorry. Okay.
yeah, it's just super interesting. So if
Yeah.
I don't know if you like Neil Gaiman, if you like fantasy, it's definitely a good book to check out.
No, that sounds like you're sorry. I didn't mean to make a joke of it.
Oh, you're good. The House on the Rock is huge. It took us almost 4 hours to go through, and honestly, we were like cruising through some parts because I have a 5-year-old that wasn't necessarily trying to look at every single dang thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did he have a favorite room or like a favorite part?
The carousel, he says.
Oh, the carousel. Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, he really liked that. And it was cool because you actually see it like twice. Because this, again, is very labyrinthian.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you go through an area, but then you kind of come back to it in a different way. Like
I see.
So when we first were there, we could see people walking kind of like above
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll get to that eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like when that's actually the last part too, is like that secondary glance at the carousel, if that
Oh,
makes
okay.
sense. And
Yeah.
so you just like open the door and it's been like dark for hours. And then you just outside and it's like, whoa, I guess I just woke up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
It's
now
so,
it's time to wake up from this dream, this fever dream, like you said.
Mhm.
How much does it cost to go in?
It's kind of pricey, but I
Okay.
do think it's worth it. I think for the three of us, it was like $80,
Oh, okay.
but Leon's ticket was like $4.
Okay. Okay. So
So
more for, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Another big part of it is that you can purchase these like coins that you use to operate different things throughout. So I
Ooh.
don't even think I said this, but most of like a lot of the collections are instruments and he
Oh.
he set them up to play themselves. So there's like all these different areas where it's just like a ton of instruments that are just playing themselves. It's just insane because it's not even just the instruments, it's just whatever is in that room with these instruments. It's just these crazy, weird collections of things, you know?
Sure.
I don't know.
I'm like trying to like how did they play the like he has like something
Oh,
I'm
he made
picturing
them
like a
into like
violin or
machines,
something.
basically.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
I'm
not a
trying to even
violin.
remember.
Are
Well,
we
I'm trying
talking
to remember
woodwind?
if
Are we
there's a
talking
violin.
are we
Well, yeah,
talking
there's like
percussion?
obviously a lot of drums. There's,
Okay.
I do think there were, like, I feel like I could picture like cellos
Okay.
and stuff. There's pianos a lot, or like
Pianos make
xylophones.
sense and stuff.
Um,
Okay.
there's a lot of different stuff. And basically, I was just gonna say, like, you keep thinking that you're got to be close to the end, and it just keeps going.
Oh
I
my
would say this
God.
is unfortunately not like a very handicap accessible place. I don't think
Mm.
any of these on this list have been. There's a lot of stairs and narrow hallways. And then let me go through my little meta presentation here again.
Yeah.
So this is one of like the outside views. You can see it's just in a beautiful area.
Yeah.
Aaron's looking at basically the little Japanese garden here. There's the koi pond. There's these like walkways outside
Okay,
that
so that's like the
are
covered
really cool.
walkway or something.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is the infinity room. You can
Ooh.
see it just looks like it goes on forever and ever.
Did anyone run into a mirror? Because I feel like I would do that.
No, there was actually a line right here to take this
Oh,
picture.
dang it. Okay.
We went on Mother's Day, so it was kind of busy. This is that
Oh, I suppose.
whale.
Oh, that's the
I feel
infamous
like
whale.
I'm spoiling things for you, but
That's okay.
I think even when you're there, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, that was actually bigger than I thought."
Yeah.
This too, it's just
Ooh.
like these are life-size hot air balloons. Okay, these are actual buildings down there at the bottom. Doesn't this look like I'm just taking a picture of like a miniature scene? It's
Yeah.
not. It's not a miniature scene.
And I feel like house on the rock does not fit
No,
like
it's like fever dream on the rock. I don't know. I
yeah.
don't even know the word
I'm
for
like
it.
it's not even like a mansion. It's yeah, what is the word for it?
Labyrinth.
Oh,
I don't know.
labyrinth on the rock with a roof.
This is one of the collections
Ooh,
that makes music. So you can
that's
kind of
pretty
see
cool.
like drums back here, maybe like a cymbal. I don't know. I'm trying to see. And this is
Yeah.
only just one of many, many.
Ooh.
And this was just one that I thought was really beautiful.
That yeah, it looks
It's
really
like
beautiful.
fairly ornate,
Mhm.
golden,
I like the
like
yeah,
Asian
the
architecture,
with the
dragons.
pink and
Yeah.
yeah, that's beautiful.
Here's a carousel.
Wow. I feel like that's way bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah. Whoops.
I mean, I don't have anything to scale, but it just the video makes it look like it like reminds you the roadside attractions thing just reminds you is like yes, the destination is important, but like there's so much cool stuff along the way, you know?
It's all about the journey.
It's all about the journey, man.
So just a very, very brief history of Alex Jordan
Yeah.
Jr., like why he created this. It began in 1945. He basically got the land and he was building the house of his dreams. I feel like that's so literal. There
Mm-hmm.
was literally spots in there where I felt like this is exactly what it feels like walking through one of my dreams, because my dreams are very detailed and like I create these really weird areas, that
Mm-hmm.
I'm just exploring, and that's how it felt. He did not draw up any plans. He just built directly from the ideas in his head,
Wow.
and he was not afraid to like tear things down, backtrack, and rebuild.
Okay.
He opened it to the public in 1960 since basically people were just curious what he was doing.
What the hell's going on over here? Yeah.
Yeah. And then he passed away in 1989, but it's
Oh.
still obviously very open to the public. And just, I guess, one little side note is it's very close to Taliesin from, that's the house that Frank Lloyd Wright lived in.
Oh, yeah.
So
There's a
there's
lot
like a
of
lot
Frank
of
Lloyd right
yeah.
around Madison and surrounding areas, right?
Yeah, and so there is some like overlap in just their histories, and like people have said that Alex Jordan Jr. built this to spite Frank Lloyd Wright, but there's not
Ah,
really like proven
okay.
no proof of that really, but
Yeah.
that's what people say. So
Interesting. Rivalry.
hmm I was gonna ask which one you would like to visit, but I feel like we know the answer.
Yeah. Yep, that one. I would like to go to that
Altamira.
one. I mean, they all sound really cool.
Hmm
And I think it, like, even Peach and I were just talking about potentially doing a road trip after all of this, like, house
Fun.
nonsense and stuff. And it's just like, oh, we got to get there as fast as we can. But, like, also, no, like, let's,
Hmm
yeah, just like, let's stop and see these cool things along the way. Isn't there, like, an app that you can use? I
There
think,
totally has to be.
yeah,
Um,
like you put in your route and then it's like you could stop here and you can stop there. I can't think of what
mhm.
it is.
But that is one of my favorite things to do is like if I'm driving somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
what can we possibly do along the way to make this an even more fun experience, you know?
I love that. Yeah, I love that. I'm more like I'm so anxious just to get there. Like let's just get
Okay.
there. But I think I need to take a page out of your book
hmm
and be like, let's just make this a fun thing, you know?
Yeah. hmm
Yeah. Oh, that was fun.
Oh,
That's
good.
a
I'm
fun
glad.
topic.
I was worried about it, so that's good to
Why?
hear. I don't know. It's just like one of those things that I find interesting, but I don't
Yeah.
know if other people are going to find interesting. You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
it
And
kind of reminded me of like the haunted attractions or
sure.
whatever a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, and just like these unique places around the world. But
And I was also worried that I was going to go crazy over time or
oh,
just, yeah.
yeah, we're good. Like I said, I'm literally gonna go and be like, PJ,
Yeah.
we need to go.
That was it.
Nice fun. Yay. Now what?
I don't know. Do you have a clue?
I do.
Woohoo!
Da-da-da-da. The problem with giving clues to you is that I can't give like literally any information or
Yeah, that's okay.
you're gonna
Just
know it.
just a word is
Okay.
fine, or
I'm
if
gonna,
you really don't want to, you don't have to.
nope, I'm gonna say TV.
Okay, I will take it.
That leaves it broad and vague.
Hmm
But next topic
But intrigued.
will be about TV.
Okay.
Something around TV. Television, for those who don't know. Sorry. Sorry. Just kidding. Well, that was fun. Seriously, really fun. And
Thanks.
that's it for this week's rabbit hole. Next week, TV. That's all you get. But let us know what you're hyperfixated on. Drop it in the comments, DMs, or send us an email, and maybe your obsession will make it into a future episode. You can also find us on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and everywhere you can find your
Yeah.
podcasts. You can
YouTube.
buy us a coffee if you feel like it, because we like coffee. Until then, embrace the spiral, stay curious, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
It's hyperfixation time.